Angela Rayner.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. And the Shadow Secretary of State, of course, I declare an interest as a trade union member. And like millions of people who have been wanting this bill for many years, and as my honourable friend said, the Conservatives failed to deliver after promise after promise, I'm really pleased that we've got to this point now and frustrated by the delay that we've had. So I welcome what my honourable friend, the Minister, and her contribution, and the Secretary of State for getting us this far, and hopefully those on the opposite benches will no longer frustrate what was a key manifesto pledge from us. And we've seen the decline, and you can tell which side the Shadow Secretary of State is on. It's very clear. We've been really clear. We're pro-business and pro-worker, and there's many good businesses here in the UK who welcome this bill and recognise the importance of giving people job security and fairness at work. If you're on a zero-hour contract, you cannot plan for the future. You do not know what's going to happen from one week to the next. That's not fair and reasonable for many workers here in the UK. And I say to the Shadow Secretary of State, I met more businesses that absolutely understand that there has to be a fair balance, and I think we've struck the right deal here. And I welcome that the changes that have been brought forward, especially in particular with the timescales. Of course, the original deadline was October 27 because of the complexities. With the changes that have been welcomed with the trade unions and with business, we can now bring that forward. So instead of frustrating these measures, people can have those rights that they absolutely deserve and what they've needed. And in this context, for Government Amendment 20F, A and B, reducing the qualifying period for workers to gain protection from unfair dismissal for 6 months, I know ministers had faced difficult decisions and difficult discussions with the employers and worker representatives, but I know I strongly believe that the work that has been done has been necessary, and we should be able to move forward now. And I thank the Minister for her work on that as well. And for those in the other place, Madam Deputy Speaker, I say there is now no more time to waste. Vested interests worked with the Tories and the Lib Dems and cheered on by Reform and backed by the Greens to resist the manifesto on which we were elected. And now there can be no excuses. We have a mandate for a new deal for working people, and we must and we will deliver it. That includes replacing exploitative zero-hour contracts with an offer of guaranteed hours. For low-paid workers, Madam Deputy Speaker, the security of knowing what they'll earn is not just a nice-to-have, it's the basis on which they can plan their lives. And I know the Minister will have them foremost in her mind when considering the low-hours threshold and definition of regular work. These rights will not just operate on paper, but in practice too. That's why we need robust fines for employers who illegally deny unions the opportunity to meet with workers or lawfully seek recognition. We must ensure that they cannot simply defy the law and shrug off a paltry fine. Madam Deputy Speaker, it has been a battle to pass this bill, but progress is always a struggle that we fought for. Its passage will be a historic achievement for this Labour government. It will benefit working people now and into the future. Now is not the time to blink or buckle. Let's not waste a minute more. It's time to deliver.